Religio et secta diabolica, in nomine et virtute Domini nostri Jesu Christi, eradicare et effugare.
Here we are again for episode 2 of Paranormal Howl Hour. I'm your host, Paranormal Howl, and with me is my lovely co-host, Jinxie. How are we doing tonight, Jinx?
Fantastic.
You sound it.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to update you on the fact that we have 11 downloads of our podcast across our platform.
Sound off. 1, 2. Woohoo!
So I think I'm responsible for about 4 of those, and my sister's probably responsible for the other 4, and then like 1 from mom. So we have 2 official downloads.
2 is better than none.
True. What's going on with you this week? Anything exciting?
I'm ready to scare the socks off of you.
Oh, you got a scary one this week.
I got a good one.
Okay. How's your, did you do anything fun this weekend?
I live day by day, man. I don't remember what I do. What did I do? No, I don't think. What did I do?
You don't know anything that you did this weekend.
Oh, yeah. I met some new people last weekend.
Yes, you did.
I did. Yes. I got to go to a class reunion.
Yes, my 20th class reunion. 20 years. I'm old.
Bite your tongue. It was fun. It was fun.
It was fun. I didn't think I was going to have as much fun as I actually did.
I knew.
It was nice seeing old faces.
New for me.
New for you. Young faces that I knew that are older. Everyone looked really good. So,
yeah.
I guess the true test of time is going to be the 30-year reunion.
Oh, God.
It's kind of like
the
the tell-all. I feel like the 30-year reunion, that's when you can tell who has good genes.
I don't know.
You look young for your age. So.
Oh, thank you.
Everyone thought that you were, you graduated with.
Right on.
You're not that much older, so fine. I know. When we are a certain age, we think we're old. And then when we're older, we think, wow, we were so young.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to know what you got in store for me for a story.
Oh, we're talking about the story.
I want to know about the story, man.
The story.
I don't know. Is there anything new with you? Let's do you first.
Well, thanks for
I was
asking.
rude. Bitch, I'm rude.
Well, the reunion. That was good. Yeah, that was fun. I had a good time with that. So
yeah.
But since you kind of stole my thunder on the reunion, I guess let's do your thunder. How's your spooky sweets and treats business going?
Oh, come on. I think it's going good. We're a test kitchen right now. I think that's what you call it.
Tell my sister all about it.
I've got a menu that's going to be going up. I have you mini cake cookies. We're going to try like mini loaves. So
it's a bakery business?
Yeah. Yeah. I want to start baking and.
Well, you already bake. You bake delicious things. You're a really good cook. You're a really good baker.
Thank you. I have some signature cake that I do. All things spooky.
Now are you doing full blown cakes? Are you doing the mini loaves like you mentioned? Cupcakes? Like what? What's the deal?
Mini loaves are like the big thing now. I did not know until I got onto Facebook. Facebook Marketplace, there's a lot of cottage food, small business owners that have really gotten into it. Little mini 10 circles like that. But I'll do big cake. I'll do cupcake, cookies, brownies.
Tell us a little bit about Spooky Sweets and Treats. That's the name of your business, right?
Yeah, because I love everything spooky and sweet. So Spooky's our mascot. She's a cute little spooky boo girl.
Cool.
That's all. That's about all I got.
That's all, folks?
That's all, folks.
Okay, well, great. Let's just wrap it up, and we'll talk next week.
Okay.
It's exciting, and I get to be your taste tester, which is a lot of fun. So
I'll be on Facebook Marketplace soon, so then you'll be able to see.
Yeah, and when I finally get the website up, which is not up yet, it's going to be www.paranormalhowl.com. Hopefully, I'll get that up sooner rather than later. We'll plug you. We'll put you in the website.
And when I get to be a famous bake, I'll sponsor a little.
Okay. All right, so I guess I'm going for. You know what? Why don't you go first this week? I went first last week, and I mean, unless you want me to go first this week.
I can go.
We can go on it. We can switch it up, right? We can go back and forth.
You're the host, man.
I am the host, but you're the co-host.
I know, but whatever you want to do. You want me to go first? This one's scary.
I'm intrigued.
I have
I don't know if mine's scary. How come I keep doing this? I don't really know if mine's scary more than interesting. I don't know. Where's the Sakatumi?
All right. Well, moving on to the second place that I live, that was in Texas. There's lots of spooky ghost towns there too. This comes from a very, very small town called Alton. The area is better known as Denton now. There is a bridge called Old Alton Bridge, and we're going to talk about that tonight.
We're talking about the Old Alton Bridge.
Mm-hmm.
And that's supposed to scare me.
It's going to.
Why?
Well, okay, I'm going to give you a little bit of backstory and then you'll kind of know.
Okay.
Alton had a strange history. It dates back to 1846, but it came and went just as fast within 10 years. Most of the demise of the city, it wasn't just Alton. There were other little cities that kind of popped up, but they didn't have good water in this area, whether it was for drinking water or, well, they couldn't find good water. I mean, this was all kind of on the path along the Pecan Creek and the muddy watered Hickory Creek that runs under the Old Alton Bridge. So despite the deterioration of Alton, an iron through truss bridge was created in 1884 as a link for travelers and massive cargo carriages making their way from Dallas to Denton or Denton, Dallas. It sat near what was left of Alton, and it was thought that maybe the bridge might revive Alton's declining community. But after the post office closed, it gradually just faded away. The only two things remaining in that area was the Hickory Creek Baptist Church and the cemetery, which is still frequently visited with graves dating back to 1852.
Wow.
So, yeah, no more Alton, but through the community of Alton, there was a legend that was born in the 1930s, August 1938 to be exact. The bridge took on a second, much more sinister nickname, Goatman's Bridge.
Oh.
Yep. Yeah.
I know about this bridge. Not a lot, but...
I've been on it.
You've been on it?
Yeah. I actually got to go on it before they actually closed it. I'll get to that. But yeah, so there's a couple of different legends, lores that, people have. Passing over any bridge. Do you like bridges? I don't,
You do not like bridges.
I am absolutely terrified of bridges.
You are.
So to me, being that this is a very antiquated and creaky ass spooky bridge.
Creaky ass spooky.
It's always normal to feel a little bit unsettled, but this bridge is a little bit different. It gives you a feeling altogether that kind of permeates just a feeling of almost like terror, because when you get the tinglies and like your hair kind of,
it gives you the ick.
It gives you the ick,
as the kids say nowadays.
Yeah. But growing up, we all heard the stories surrounding Goatman and Old Alton Bridge.
You all meaning like the local kids, like Locals. It was a local thing.
Yes.
How far did you live from this place, or did you live in the town where it's at?
No. I lived about, I would probably say 35, 45 minutes away. At the time that I found out about this bridge, I was older. So when I was going to school, I really didn't know about it. It wasn't until I moved closer out that I found out about the bridge and was actually taken over the bridge, stopped on the bridge. All those things when you tell people that you're terrified of bridges, that, they do to you.
What, you walked over or you drove over?
We drove over it.
Okay.
In the middle of the night, like you're supposed to.
Fun.
So, by growing up, yes, there are always stories that you would hear in circles of there once was a man, the legend is, I heard. So, while some bridges are inhabited by pesky creatures such as trolls, the Old Alton Bridge harbors a monster of a much darker nature. The ominously named Goatman has been described by witnesses as truly frightening sight plucked straight from a nightmare or the yellowed peach of a folk.
So is this your rendition, or is this the most popular rendition you're going to give me right now?
So I'm going to give you most of them.
Oh, you're going to give me all of them?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's important for all of them because everybody. So people have different
renditions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
people. There has been different things that have happened to different people. So, according to some sightings, the Goatman stands 8 feet tall.
Damn.
With his chest and arms of a man, the hind quarters and hoofed feet of a goat, and a frightening goat's head complete with huge curled horns and glowing eyes. Some describe the Goatman's fur as a deep fiery red from hell, while others describe his coloring as black as night, so black that you can hardly see him as he moves through the edges of the tree. The most well-known ghost story surrounding Old Alton Bridge says that if you visit the bridge, which is historic now, at night, you stop your car and you honk twice. The Goatman's glowing eyes will appear in the darkness next to the bridge. Whenever a sighting of this ghastly figure occurs, a string of mysterious disappearances follows. Some believe the Goatman remains dormant for years at a time and awakes only to hunt for prey, while other legends circulating about the demon focus on his name. So the local lore states that the Old Alton Bridge marks the entryway to the territory of a malevolent demonic force known as the Goatman. It further holds that the Goatman's Bridge provides a gateway into hell, and visitors crossing the bridge at exactly 3 a.m. have reported horrific visions of brimstone and fire, those fortunate enough to return, that is. Others have stated, though, that those who dare to speak the Goatman's name while crossing the bridge unwittingly summon his spirit. While the Goatman is said to sleep beneath the Old Alton Bridge during the day, he habitually creeps out from under it to hunt for food at night, returning only at the sound of his name. If his name is uttered during the day, he is awakened and is often even more vicious due to disruption of his sleep cycle.
So wait a minute. He'll show up day or night?
Yep. But don't poke the bear, you know?
I think I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I think it's kind of funny how, have you ever heard that whole story about the 3 billy goats gruff and how they had to go over the bridge and then the troll would come out?
Yeah.
So now this is like a reverse story where the goat is under the bridge and the people that are trolling him to get him out are like the goats.
Kind of. Yeah.
Sorry, I just had to put my wisdom in there.
Yeah, but it gets better. Okay. It gets juicier.
Oh, this is a scary one, though. I know a bit about this. This is scary. I can't believe you've been on it.
So there is stories of a second spirit, which is often said to be kept as the Goatman's company. And that is of a young mother crying out eternally for her lost child. Residents making their way over the bridge late at night have reportedly heard her ghostly wails, and others have spotted her crying at the bridge's center. When approached, the woman is said just to vanish. Some say the two ghosts are connected, and that years ago, the Goatman stole the young woman's baby. When she found out, she threw herself from the bridge, and her spirit has haunted it ever since. Aside from demonic satires, a second version of the story seeks to explain the origins of Goatman's Bridge. So this is kind of part of the story that I was told. The part about the goat and the baby, I didn't so much know about that, but I'll tell you a version of that later. The one that is most popular to everybody is that there was an African-American goat farmer, which just and recently I read they have given him a name, which is Oscar Washburn. Never knew it. They moved into a home located just north of the Alton Bridge. Within a few years, Oscar had built a reputation of himself as a reliable, trustworthy businessman and a valued member of the community. Many of the members bestowed upon him the affectionate nickname, the Goatman. However, not everybody was pleased with Oscar's newfound success and acceptance within the North Texas community. So he sold cheese, he sold milk, he sold purses, and he made all different kinds of stuff. Back then, everybody knows of the Klansmen. They actually had working parts in the local government and began to conspire against him. So, waiting for Oscar to slip and give them some excuse to get rid of him, the chance finally came the summer of 1938. Unaware of the plot against him, Oscar harmlessly installed a sign on Old Alton Bridge reading, "This way to the Goatman." In response, the members of the Klan employed at the local police station drafted a law making it illegal to solicit at the bridge.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Okay, so what happened to Oscar? This is going to be sad. Go ahead.
The Klansmen, so they did what they did, right? They did not exactly follow the due process of law. Instead of going to Oscar's house and reading his Miranda rights, the men assembled a vicious mob to cross the bridge and kidnap Oscar from his home. The man was dragged to the bridge where they had all gathered, and they prepared a noose. And after securing it around Oscar's neck, they tossed him over the side.
No.
Once he was over, the Klansmen went underneath the bridge, and to their discovery, when they checked the noose to ensure that Oscar had been hung, the noose was empty. So in a panic, the mob fled from the bridge. To this day, no one knows exactly how Oscar was able to evade that mob's wrath. But legend holds that the name Goatman's Bridge came from there to honor him. It wasn't supposed to be scary. It was just supposed to be an affectionate name for him, to honor him because of how horrible they were. Needless to say, there have also been reports of visitors seeing the Goatman's shadow holding two goats' heads in his arms, sightings of his ghost herding phantom goats across the bridge, and appearances of a half goat, half man. Travelers also claim spooky happenings of car doors locking and unlocking, mysterious laughter, growls, hoof beats, and even horrible and unexplained smells. In one instance, a research group filmed an eerie cold orange mist on a night that was otherwise warm. The mist apparently moved across the bridge against the flow of wind. No explanation was ever found. Other strange happenings that were recorded at the bridge include strange lights appearing in the surrounding woods, along with reports of visitors feeling hand grabs at them in the dark, or a rain of rocks pelting them as they crossed the bridge. But due to the great number of unexplained happenings, the bridge has been the subject of a number of investigative paranormal shows. So whether the Old Alton is named after a terrifying demon or a particularly resilient goat farmer, the bridge is certainly worth the trip if you think that you are brave enough to cross the haunted Goatman's Bridge.
So are you allowed to go there? Is it public property or is it private now?
So the bridge was in regular use until 2001.
Wow. Not too long ago.
Yeah. It hit the National Register of Historic Places in 1998.
Nice. So they can't get rid of it.
But there was a secondary bridge just adjacent to it. Because if you go online and you look at Old Alton's Bridge, it is a one-lane bridge. So even when I went over it, you had to honk your horn and then you had to go over it, because it's you went down and it's a sharp curve, and then there's the bridge, and then there's another sharp, it's like a bob and wait, like an S, right? So you had to honk your horn when you were coming into the curve, and then you were at the bridge.
Better not honk it only 2 times. Jeez.
But it was only for one-way traffic. Well, now the new bridge that they have built, I believe it's 2 lanes or 4 lanes, I think. I'm not sure. It's probably 4 lanes by now. I haven't been back in ever. It's scary AF.
Well, especially because things happen in the day and the night. Normally we think, oh, nighttime, that's scary. It's more dangerous. There's no holds bar.
No, I've been there during the day and I've been there during the night. it's like there's just like a constant, there's like a heaviness. And so like the story that I was told is the story that I was told is that I didn't hear like the first part of how the Goatman became the Goatman. I thought he was just like the demonic Goatman,
right,
from, the lore.
Yeah.
And he lived up underneath the bridge like a troll. And he would, the reason why you would hear the wailing and the screaming is it was because the children were so loud in Alton at school that he killed all the children in the school.
What? Well, that's what you heard. That's not true.
Yeah.
It's just
So like there's like
folklore.
all different kinds of stories.
Just okay.
So it's like when people say like they hear like the wailing and stuff, and I'm like, oh, it's like
worst neighbor ever.
Yeah, it's like not. I wasn't told the story where it was just one mother that threw herself off of the bridge. It was like
that's awful too.
Yeah.
God, I'd rather like those two awful stories about Oscar and about the woman. I'd rather it be something demonic at this point. I don't want those poor people.
But like I don't know where the name Oscar came from. That was never a thing. And there's been lots and lots of research that has been done. The only Oscar Washburn that has been found in that area in the 30s was white, and then he moved to Young's County. Your turn.
That was it?
That's it. You have any questions, comments?
Questions, comments,
comic
concerns?
relief?
Yeah, comic relief. I didn't know all of that. I knew it was some scary shit, watching, ghost adventures and
yeah. But I honestly, now like reading, like actually like researching this for a little while.
Yeah.
And like something triggered, and it was like, okay, so all of the other towns around, like there was Pickneyville and Elizabeth, and there were like these 4 other ghost towns, and everywhere around there, like there was something wrong with the water. Like it was either bad well water or, just the water in general became a problem in that area. And I'm like, does that have anything to do with like having it, like not so much like the Goatman part, but like
just the atmosphere of it all?
Yeah.
Possibly. Well, I know I'm not drinking water out from under that bridge. So it's public though. People can go and visit it because when I've watched stuff on it, it seems like you have to get permission to go over there.
No, it's park trails now. It's like actual national park trails, and there's horse trails, and yeah, it's
a place that we should go visit. I want to go see the Goatman's Bridge.
It was bad enough, and like you guys don't know this yet, but like it's bad enough that I had to find out that my house was built on like native land in Texas, and then my friends decide to take me over a bridge that has like a demonic Goatman underneath it. Like it's just good times in Texas.
Spooky. Okay, so I, for a significant amount of time, lived in New York, and there are multiple regions of New York. There's like
boroughs.
Well, the boroughs are in New York City. You have the boroughs of New York. Yeah. You have Brooklyn, Bronx, Manhattan, Queens. I'm missing one in there. Staten Island. Does that count? I don't know.
I'm a Southern girl.
I shouldn't talk shit about Staten Island. There was a lot to choose from, and I originally started one topic, but I ended up changing it. And I'm going to talk about a place in Long Island. What? No. Not that. We're going to say what you thought it was on the count of 3 together. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Amityville.
No. I knew it. No, we'll save that one for another time. But I did it on this place called Montauk. Do you know anything about Montauk?
I've heard the creepy paranormal people talk about it on TV.
Okay, well, I'm specifically going to be talking about the Montauk Project. Okay?
I'm here for it.
Okay. So Montauk is at the far end of Long Island, and it's famous for conspiracy theories surrounding the Montauk Project, an alleged secret government experiment involving mind control, time travel, and contact with extraterrestrial beings. While not strictly a ghost story, this case has a strong paranormal connection due to claims of strange beings, sightings of UFOs, and other supernatural phenomena. And you are actually going to be surprised at the connection that I'm going to make with this whole story, I think. I'm pretty sure. We'll see. You might already know where I'm going to be coming from with this.
The greens, the grays,
No. No.
the tall whites.
So
My uncle.
No. So the Montauk Project supposedly took place at the Montauk Air Force Station, which was also known as Camp Hero, located on the eastern tip of Long Island, New York. The site included radar towers, underground bunkers, and a military base, which conspiracy theorists claim were used to house the secret experiment. The Montauk Project is often said to be an extension of or related to the Philadelphia experiment, which was an alleged U.S. Navy experiment that supposedly took place in 1943. The Philadelphia experiment was claimed to involve the U.S. Navy trying to render the USS Eldridge invisible to radar, but it supposedly resulted in the ship teleporting and causing severe disorientation and physical damage to its crew. The Montauk Project was supposedly born out of the desire to continue research into the effects of these experiments. Some of the key experiments that I'm going to go through are going to maybe sound a little familiar to you. Are you ready?
All right, give it to me.
Okay. One of the first key experiments was time travel. The Montauk Project is often linked to the development of time travel technology. It is alleged that researchers at Montauk developed methods to open wormholes and portals to different times and places, allowing them to travel through time. One of the more bizarre claims includes a creation of a quote-unquote time tunnel that allowed them to visit distant points in history, alternate dimensions, and even far-off planets. Second key experiment, and just so you know, I'm going to pick apart some of these in further detail after I go through this list, okay? But the second one is mind control and psychic warfare. Okay, this project supposedly employed children with psychic abilities, often referred to as quote-unquote Montauk boys, who were subjected to intense psychological conditioning and experimentation. The aim was to turn them into psychic warriors who could be used for military and intelligence purposes.
All right, Marvel.
According to Preston Nichols, who I'll get into in a second, these psychics were often kept in sensory deprivation chambers to enhance their abilities. Preston Nichols also claimed that they attempted to create psychic amplifiers that could influence large numbers of people. Another thing that went on there was something called the Montauk chair. It's one of the most famous devices associated with the Montauk Project. This chair was allegedly a piece of technology that could read and amplify the psychic abilities of those who sat in it. It was said that powerful psychics could use the chair to manifest objects out of thin air, open portals, or manipulate time and space. Dr. X?
Yeah.
Who's Dr. X?
The Avengers. Xavier.
Xavier?
Yeah.
Marvel? The X-Men?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm always going to put like a movie into it, something.
That's fine.
I think.
You got to remember the movie first.
That's why you're here.
All right. The third, number 4, Project Rainbow and the Philadelphia Experiment. Now, I already mentioned a little bit of the Philadelphia Experiment, but according to conspiracy theorists, always, Project Rainbow was a precursor to the Montauk Project. It was supposedly the code name for the Philadelphia Project, during which the U.S. Navy attempted to make a ship invisible, but ended up accidentally teleporting it. The experiments at Montauk are believed to have been a continuation of the work started during Project Rainbow, refining the technology and understanding of time manipulation. The fifth is interdimensional beings and the Montauk Monster. Have you ever heard of the Montauk Monster?
Interdimensional
beings.
No.
Okay. Some claim that the Montauk experiments led to interactions with beings from other dimensions. In one popular story, a psychic named Duncan Cameron, allegedly he was one of the Montauk boys, sat in the Montauk chair and accidentally manifested a monstrous creature into reality. This creature allegedly wreaked havoc on the base before being subdued. Others claim that the infamous Montauk Monster, a strange unidentified carcass that washed up on the nearby beach in 2008, is somehow connected to the experiments conducted at Montauk. And one of the last key experiments that's mentioned is, or worth note, is alien technology and involvement. The Montauk Project is also connected to extraterrestrial theories. It is alleged that the experiments involved reverse engineering alien technology and that beings from other planets were involved in the research. Some accounts have suggested that the project's researchers communicated with or were aided by these extraterrestrial beings who had their own interest in time travel and dimensional manipulation. So does any of this sound familiar to you?
All right. What is it supposed to sound like to me? What am I missing?
All right. Well, given the key experiments, does it resonate with anything that you've ever heard of before?
The X-Men.
The X-Men. Okay. All right. So remember I mentioned Preston Nichols?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we're going to learn a little bit about Preston Nichols, and then we're going to dive deeper into some of these experiments because Preston Nichols was an American author, engineer, and one of the central figures behind the Montauk Project conspiracy. Nichols claimed that to have been directly involved in the secret government experiments conducted at the Montauk Air Force Station. He co-authored the book, The Montauk Project, Experiments in Time, which came out in 1992, with Peter Moon, which became a key text in popularizing the theory. And a lot of my research came from that book. In his writings, Nichols alleged that he worked on time travel, mind control, and psychic warfare experiments during the 70s and 80s at Montauk. He also claimed to have recovered memories of his involvement through self-hypnosis and therapy. According to Nichols, these experiments were connected to earlier secret projects, such as the Philadelphia experiment, and involved advanced technology, including alien technology. Preston Nichols claimed that the show Stranger Things was inspired by the Montauk Project. The show's original working title was actually Montauk, which was a direct nod to the conspiracy theory that Nichols helped popularize. Although Nichols did not give extensive public commentary on Stranger Things, his writings and interviews suggest that he believed the show's themes, such as experiments on children,
The nasty, ugly, grotesque thingy,
mind control, and interdimensional travel, closely mirrored his own alleged experiences at the core of the Montauk Project narrative. Preston B. Nichols passed away on October 5th, 2018. The exact cause of his death has not been widely reported or confirmed, leaving it unclear in publicly available sources.
I get it now.
You get it now. Okay. So go ahead.
What was her name? Number 9?
11.
11.
We're going to get into the Montauk boys, but I want to get into the Montauk chair first. Okay. We're going to talk about 3 of like the 6 or 7 things I mentioned. I want to talk about the Montauk chair, the Montauk boys, and the Montauk monster. Ready?
Go.
Okay. So the Montauk chair is a critical component of the Montauk Project legend, often described as an advanced piece of technology, allegedly used to amplify psychic abilities, according to the story. The chair was central to many of the project's experiments, especially those involving mind control, time travel, and creation of an alternate reality. Psychic amplification was the main component that people who sat in this chair were able to utilize. The chair was said to have the ability to enhance a person's psychic powers, and according to Preston Nichols and Duncan Cameron, both self-proclaimed former participants in the project, the chair was connected to a variety of sensors and machines designed to tap into the subject's brainwaves. The chair could amplify the psychic abilities of the subject to such an extent that their thoughts could affect the physical world. Psychics who sat in the chair could allegedly manifest objects, people, or even entire environments by projecting their thoughts. Duncan Cameron, who claimed to have been a subject in these experiments, said that he was able to create tangible realities using the chair. This led to some of the most outlandish stories, including the manifestation of the infamous quote-unquote Montauk monster and the creation of time tunnels. This chair was used in mind control experiments. The Montauk chair was reportedly used to conduct mind control experiments where individuals were placed in the chair and subjected to various stimuli designed to control or influence their thoughts. The chair was connected to a computer system that monitored brain waves and could alter the subject's mental state. The chair allegedly allowed researchers to manipulate the thoughts of individuals on a large scale. Some claims suggest that the technology was developed to broadcast mind control signals to influence entire populations or use psychic soldiers in warfare. Time travel and the time tunnel were a big proponent of this chair as well. One of the most extraordinary claims about the chair is its ability to enable time travel. So it's kind of like Doctor Who's phone booth. Yeah. The chair was supposedly used in conjunction with other devices to create a quote-unquote time tunnel that allowed participants to travel to different points in history or alternate dimensions. According to Nichols, the Montauk Project was responsible for opening portals to other times and places, and the chair was integral to these operations. He claimed that a psychic sitting in the chair could focus on a specific time period or location, and that chair would create a portal to that place. One of the most dramatic stories is that the chair enabled a time tunnel to be opened between Montauk in 1983 and the Philadelphia experiment in 1943. How crazy is that? So descriptions of the Montauk chair suggest that it was a combination of alien technology and advanced human engineering. The chair was connected to a powerful computer that monitored brainwave activity and used electromagnetic fields to interface with the subject's thoughts. The technology allegedly came from extraterrestrial sources, reverse engineered by the United States government. Some claim that the Montauk chair was similar to devices used in other secret projects, such as the Stargate Project, which was a real U.S. Army investigation into psychic phenomena, including remote viewing. However, there's no documented evidence to support the connection between Stargate and Montauk. And it just so happens there's not a lot of documentation for pretty much anything, which, is not surprising. The government. There were also claims of manifestation of beings. One of the most famous stories involving the Montauk chair is that of the manifestation of a creature created, referred to as the Beast from the Id, or simply Junior. This creature was said to have been created by Duncan Cameron, the psychic, during one of his sessions in the chair. It's claimed that while in a highly focused psychic state, Cameron unintentionally brought a monstrous being into physical reality. The creature reportedly terrorized the base until it was somehow neutralized by the project staff. The stories echo themes of psychic manifestation seen in various fictional works and draws connection to ideas of uncontrolled thought forms, like the Demogorgon. Stranger Things, man. I'm gonna watch Stranger Things now. We have to rewatch it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to rewatch the whole thing.
So the Montauk chair, like the entire Montauk Project, was widely regarded as a conspiracy theory with no basis in fact. Despite the detailed accounts provided by Nichols and others, no physical evidence of the chair's existence have ever been found, naturally. The alleged technology, which would have been incredibly advanced for its time, has not surfaced in any declassified documents, and no legitimate scientific community has recognized or verified the existence of such a device. Why would they, right? Moreover, many of the stories surrounding the Montauk chair mirror themes common in science fiction and paranormal lore, leading skeptics to believe that the narratives are exaggerated and or fabricated. The lack of corroborating witnesses and the reliance on recovered memories have also led to significant doubts about the authenticity of the claims. But why would they, right? You're going to take people's memories, you're going to get rid of the, so-called evidence.
Men in Black.
Or you're going to hide it somewhere. So what if it's hidden somewhere? Or what if it's hidden in plain sight?
It's easier in plain sight.
Right. So it's just a matter of finding it, right?
Right.
So the next thing I want to get into, do you have any questions?
I don't think so.
No?
Kind of scary though.
For sure.
Like, I just keep thinking of something being washed up on the beach.
Well, funny you say that. That's when we get to the Montauk Monster.
Okay.
But we're going to talk about the boys first, the Montauk boys. They were allegedly active between the 70s and 80s, and these children were reportedly subject to intense psychological conditioning, mind control, and psychic experiments. According to claims, these children were often abducted or taken from vulnerable populations, such as runaways, homeless youth, or orphans.
Get out of here.
Mm-hmm. Some theories suggest that these children were either forcibly recruited or lured to the project under false pretenses, although there's no concrete evidence to substantiate these claims. Of course not, because you're taking the quote-unquote unwanted, the undesirables. So it is awful. It's sad. And what perfect subjects? People who they would never know that they were missing. No one would care. So the whole purpose of the Montauk boys they were allegedly chosen for their latent psychic ability. They were run through all of these psychological tests and chosen based on certain abilities that they showed during the testing. And the project's aim was to enhance these powers for military use. These abilities included remote viewing, telekinesis, and even time manipulation.
Remote viewing.
Remote viewing is when you get put into, it's kind of like astral projecting. You get put into you're put in like a deprivation chamber. So like those water chambers where you go floating, and then they're able to focus on a certain place, certain time, and see what's going on. And then they would report back as to what was going on. And not to get off topic, this actually isn't something that's unheard of. Well, in World War II, I believe, they took psychics and they were using psychic to remote view like Hitler and the Nazis. And yeah, did you ever hear about that?
No.
Oh yeah. It's actually a real thing. It's not unheard of. But this is the point that it's hit, right? So this is very, very unethical. It's not just controversial. It's extremely unethical. One of the primary goals of the project was to create psychic warriors who would be used in warfare or espionage. The boys were reportedly subjected to various forms of mind control, often through techniques like sensory deprivation, like I just mentioned, electromagnetic fields, and psychological conditioning. According to Preston Nichols and other proponents of the Montauk Project, many of the boys were subjected to traumatic experiences as part of their conditioning. Some accounts suggest that these experiences were designed to fracture their personalities, creating dissociative identities that could be controlled and used for specific missions. Now, I'm going to go back to your Marvel reference and another reference, but I'm going to start with the Marvel reference. Do you remember who in the Marvel universe this happened to?
The girl.
Which girl?
Your favorite girl.
Yeah.
Oh, your favorite girl. Oh, she's got red hair.
I'll give you a hint. The woman who played her was Scarlett Johansson.
I don't remember what her name is in it. She had a brother.
She had a sister, and his sister was good too. I liked her, Elena.
Oh, okay. Tell me who it is.
The Black Widow.
Okay.
And so if you side quest, so if you go down that rabbit hole, so what they show in the movie,
yeah,
they show her sister actually going through it also. It's the mind control and it's the conditioning, and they have them watching the videos or the pictures and like fracturing their personalities, kind of washing away any emotion in order to be like super soldier, right?
Right.
What's a show that we've watched where they did that to clones?
Oh, Orphan Black.
There you go. So they did the same thing to them. So, I mean, it's everywhere in Hollywood, right? Again, hidden in plain sight.
Mm-hmm.
It's a cool premise, but it's actually happened to these kids, allegedly, because there's no
proof.
There's no proof, conveniently. So I had a question, I had a couple questions about this. My first question was, what was the age range of the Montauk boys, right? because obviously they were using kids. The alleged range often cited is between 8 and 16 years old. So this age group was said to be targeted because of their susceptibility to mind control, psychic conditioning, and the purported ability to be trained as psychic warriors in the experiments. Some accounts indicate that the younger the child, the more pliable and easier to manipulate for experiments related to psychic abilities and time travel. However, due to lack of evidence and speculative nature of these claims, the exact ages and experiences of most of the Montauk boys remains unverified and largely speculative. Surprise, surprise. And then my second question was, why didn't they use girls? So there's no... Go ahead.
Too many hormones.
You think so?
Yeah.
That would make sense.
Remember in Orphan Black, they sterilized them.
That's true. That's true. They sterilized both of them, didn't they? They sterilized the girls and the guys. Okay, spoiler alert. Whoever's out there, listen, my sister, I don't know if I should be using your name. Sister of mine, watch the TV show Orphan Black. Just do it. It's really good. There's no clear or widely documented explanation for why the alleged Montauk Project supposedly did not involve girls in its experiments, but theories related to the Montauk boys are vague and tend to focus more on the sensational aspect of mind control, time travel, and psychic warfare, with little emphasis on why only boys were involved. Some conspiracy theorists have speculated that boys were chosen due to certain characteristics believed to be advantageous for the alleged psychic experiments, such as mental conditioning or physical endurance. Others suggest that the decision was arbitrary or influenced by the cultural and institutional biases of the time. However, because there's no solid evidence or official documentation about the existence of the Montauk boys or their selection process, any reasoning would be speculative at best. Many of the Montauk boys either disappeared without a trace or had their memories erased, making it very difficult to verify any of the accounts, and it suggested that the government went to great lengths to cover up the involvement in the project. Much like with other conspiracy theories involving secret experiments, some individuals have claimed to have recovered memories of being Montauk boys. These memories often surface through hypnosis or therapy, though skeptics question the reliability of their recollections. While the Montauk boys remain a major part of the lore surrounding the Montauk Project, their existence is widely questioned due to the lack of credible evidence and reliance on anecdotal stories. Like I had mentioned before, Preston Nichols claimed not only to work as an engineer for the Montauk Project, he also claimed that he was at one point a Montauk boy. And he wouldn't have known that if he hadn't done his own hypnosis and therapy trying to get back to that. So there are a lot of people out there that were probably part of this that never even knew, got completely wiped from their mind. So that was it on the Montauk boys. You have any questions? Any thoughts?
No. It's just very thinking there could be a lot of people out there that just could tap into like one thing. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like when something happens and you get amnesia, right? It could just take one thing and go tink and it could like erupt.
Right.
Those memories. Then what happens?
Well, I mean, the way that they work, the government,
the G,
they do a very good job at making people think that they're crazy or choosing people that would not have the credibility to be believed. So the last thing that I want to talk about is the Montauk Monster. And so the reason I want to talk about this is because I remember distinctly when this came out in the news, because it's only in Long Island. It's not far away. And it creeped me out. And I was in college at the time that this story had come out. And I remember seeing this creature and thinking like, wow. Number one, is nasty. Number two, what the hell could it be? Number three, what's going on over in that island where they think that it washed up? So this island, they're claiming it comes from there. So the Montauk Monster is a strange, unidentified creature that washed ashore on a beach near Montauk, New York in July 2008. The creature quickly gained attention due to its unusual appearance, with people describing it as a hairless, bloated animal with a beak-like feature, leading to widespread speculation about its origin. Some theories suggested that the creature was the result of government experiments connected to the Montauk Project, while others thought it might be an undiscovered cryptid or even an alien being. Have you ever seen pictures of this thing?
I want to see a picture now.
Okay. Well, right now? Okay. Please hold.
I did not know about them. No.
Running.
He is nasty. You know what it looks like? It looks like the okay, here I go with the movies again. Divergent, the pit bulls, the skin. Oh,
It's funny that you said pit bull. Hold on, there's another picture. This is a different one.
It looks exactly like those things that ran after them in Divergent.
So the second one, okay, so I'll post these pictures. But the second one, people claimed that was a pit bull because it had the floppy ears and everything like that. But if you look really close, if you look close at these things, I tell you, man, I'll let you have a closer look.
This was just like a thought in Gomer Pyle's head when he was in the chair.
No. This is something that washed up years later. This washed up in 2008. The thing that Duncan had manifested, the thing that they called Junior, that was a completely different creature that they subdued.
Oh, they subdued him. Okay, yes. So who made this creature?
They don't know.
They
think that the government. Well, it washed up on shore from the island is right across from the island's right across from where it washed up. That's why they're assuming that that's where it came from. But I digress. Let me tell you what the speculation was. Okay. So some theories suggest that the creature was a result of the government experiments connected to the Montauk Project, while others thought it might be an undiscovered cryptid or an alien being. I already read. Many scientists and skeptics believe. Now, listen to this. Many skeptics and scientists, believe that the Montauk Monster was simply a decomposed raccoon, dog, or other common animal whose appearance had been distorted by time in the water and decomposition. Despite this, the creature remains a point of interest for conspiracy theorists and paranormal enthusiasts, fueling speculation about secret experiments conducted at nearby facilities like the alleged Montauk Project site. And I believe one of those was on Plum Island, which is close. So the Montauk Monster is a mysterious carcass that was discovered on the shores of Ditch Plains Beach in Montauk in 2008, and the creature garnered significant media attention and became subject of speculation and conspiracy theories due to its unusual appearance and lack of an immediate explanation for what it was. It's described as a hairless, bloated creature with a beak-like snout, sharp teeth, and clawed feet. Photographs of the carcass circulated widely online, leading many to speculate that it was an unknown animal, a cryptid, or even the result of secret government experiments. Its size was estimated to be around 2 to 3 feet long, so about Jack's length. That's how big. There's some theories and speculation. Genetic experiment gone wrong is one of the conspiracies. They believe that the Montauk Monster was a result of experiments conducted at nearby Plum Island. I should have kept going. I kind of buried the lead on that one. Which is located on that island is an animal disease center. Okay.
Oh, that's convenient.
Right? A government research facility known for studying animal diseases. The idea was that the creature might have escaped or been disposed of after a failed experiment. Another theory is that it's a cryptid or alien being. Others do speculate that the creature could be an unknown cryptid or alien being, or some form of interdimensional entity connected to local legends like the Montauk Project. And then the final theory is that it's a hoax, that there were claims that the Montauk Monster was part of an elaborate hoax or viral marketing campaign, though no definitive evidence of this emerged.
Lies.
Right? So, I want to show you a picture now of the whole, it could be a dog or a raccoon or what have you.
No,
there's
lies.
an actual composition that someone did to show you how it could possibly be a raccoon skull with missing teeth.
What happened to these carcasses?
Hold on.
No. Lies. All lies. No.
Well, I mean, you being a Southern girl, I would definitely take your...
I've never seen anything like that in my life.
I mean, yeah, it's decomposing, but
like that second picture?
Yeah.
Like there's no...
That looks like a dog. That does look like a dog. Like you mentioned the pit bulls from
Divergent.
No,
not Divergent.
Yeah, you said Divergent.
I know. That's not what I meant. God, I can't believe I said Divergent. It's not. It's
Hunger Games?
The Hunger Games. Gosh.
Oh, the beasts at the end.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's no beak. There's like no beak.
Not on the second one, but on the first one there is.
He does have puppy ears.
So, and here's where I'll meet in the middle, right? What if it was a dog? Or what if it was a raccoon? But there were experiments done on it to make them some type of super animal, you know?
I feel bad for it.
Well, of
looking
course
at it.
it's dead, but but also how has it not been touched by other animals that would clearly eat it, whether it be land or sea? Why wouldn't they? That's another question I have. Animals know to leave certain things alone, right? We had that conversation last weekend.
Well, they know. Well, yeah, like animal mothers know to destroy their sick babies.
Oh, I should have never told you that about hamsters. Ew.
I think all animals do it.
But
also it's kind of like when you're watching Zombieland, right? Remember when Brad Pitt like put all the diseases in him, to get back over to the other side?
No.
The zombies.
Did you say Zombieland?
What is it? Z World?
Or Z.
Yeah, I don't remember names of things. I just remember actions.
I don't think that they'll. I'm sure our one listener. No way.
Yeah, he infected himself and you're breezed by everybody.
I mean, listen, I think when you start talking about movies, you need to say spoiler alert. That way people have an inkling and they can not listen.
Spoiler alert.
Too late. All right, so the raccoon hypothesis, which is the one that's most for that first picture, the theory that the creature was a raccoon. The theory that the creature was a raccoon was supported by zoologists and wildlife experts, including Dr. Darren Naish.
He got paid big time.
Who compared the skeletal and dental structure of the Montauk monster to that of a raccoon. The elongated snout and clawed limbs fit the profile of a raccoon that had undergone significant decomp. So how come they just didn't take some blood or skin and do a DNA test
Yeah, I got all the questions.
Right? You're gonna sit there and say, "Oh, well, no, I checked, and it looks like this."
Like anytime you're gonna do like speculations, and you're not going to give me the facts, it's all lies.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's not just conspiracy theorists versus the skeptics. They're scientists. Like, they can do the experiments. They have laboratories.
Yeah.
They have
but
samples.
The G is over them, making it rain.
The government. So the carcass itself, what do you think happened to it?
Mm-hmm.
The carcass itself reportedly disappeared, leaving no definitive physical evidence for further examination. This lack of closure only added to the aura of mystery surrounding the Montauk monster, and it remains a subject of intrigue among conspiracy theorists and enthusiasts of the paranormal. The Montauk Project, that's Monty. We'll call Monty the Montauk Monster. So the Montauk Project has left a significant mark on conspiracy theory culture and popular fiction. As mentioned, it has influenced works like Stranger Things, where the show's original working title was Montauk. The project also ties in broader conspiracies, like about shadow government operations, secret military programs, and the influence of extraterrestrial technology and on human advancement. Despite the wild claims and everything that we've gone through today, there's no concrete evidence that the Montauk Project had ever been uncovered, and many regard the stories as fabrications or exaggerations. Nonetheless, it remains a staple of conspiracy lore and continues to attract attention from those fascinated by government secrets, time travel, and the paranormal. The idea of a disinformation campaign surrounding the Montauk Project is a central theme in the conspiracy theory narrative. Proponents claim that the U.S. government, military or intelligence agencies are actively working to suppress the truth about the alleged experiments and activities that took place at Montauk. Here are key aspects of the alleged disinformation campaign. Many believers in the Montauk Project claim that the U.S. government has orchestrated an extensive cover-up to prevent the truth from coming out. It's said that any evidence of the experiments has been erased or hidden, and those involved have had their memories wiped or manipulated. Long live Preston Nichols, who claimed that he recovered his own memory through self-hypnosis and therapy. And one of the reasons conspiracy theorists believe the Montauk Project took place is the existence of extensive underground facilities beneath Camp Hero. While the surface of the base is still there today, some believe that secret sealed-off tunnels remain beneath the ground where the most controversial experiments took place.
Was this like an extra, like Area 51, 53, 54?
I mean, tunnels can go so far down. So there could be a secret tunnel beneath the secret tunnel beneath the secret tunnel, and we would never know. But we would. As with the Montauk Project itself, the claims of disinformation campaigns suffer from the same lack of evidence. There are no verified documents, public records, or whistleblowers from within the government who have provided tangible proof of a coordinated cover-up. Instead, the disinformation campaign is inferred from the absence of evidence and the difficulty in obtaining credible information on the project. So, big question, can you visit this location? And you can. Camp Hero was officially closed in 1981 and is now a state park known as Montauk Point State Park. The park itself is open to the public, offering hiking trails and scenic views. The facility, the main facility on that island, though, is closed off and it's surrounded by fence. So you can't get into those facilities, but you can look around them, and there are lots of videos of people taking pictures around them. Do you have any questions on anything?
Guided by the government.
That's right.
I mean, I feel like all the movies, all the sci-fi movies, all the thrillers that happen, that directors have made a movie about.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's I guess that's the beauty of make believe, quote unquote, right? In Hollywood. Take aliens, for instance, right? Extraterrestrials. For years, people were coming out of the woodwork saying, "Oh, I've been experimented on. I've been abducted, this, that, the other thing." And no one believed them. And then recently it comes out that it was all true.
I just think some of it is just too close to home. Because it's like the one movie that okay, spoiler alert, the one movie that Tom Cruise is in where the girl isn't, like the three girls are in the water and they can see what's happening. Is that where like the balls drop and it tells you like what number, like somebody's going to do something bad?
Are you talking about Inception? What? Oh, you're talking about Minority Report.
And they have them in the pool of water and they can tell when somebody's going to do something bad.
Yeah.
Predictiveness. I feel like all of it, like that's all part of like everything that you just talked about. The Hunger Games. Let's see what else. Throw a little Harry Potter in there. I don't know. Probably somewhere.
Well, Hollywood is just as weird as the government.
True.
If you're curious to dive deeper into today's episode, you can check out the show notes and all of the resources we mentioned over at the Paranormal Howl podcast website at www.paranormalhowl.com. It's a great way to explore more and get all the details we didn't have time to cover. Episode 2 of Paranormal Howl Hour is in the books.
Whoop, whoop.
We hope you enjoyed the ghostly tales and spine-tingling stories we shared tonight. If you've got a thirst for more supernatural secrets and eerie encounters, make sure you like and subscribe to our podcast. You can find us on all your favorite podcast platforms. Listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube Music, Amazon Music, and Stitcher. We're also on iHeartRadio, so no matter where you tune in, we've got you covered. Want to join the conversation or share your own paranormal experiences? Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. We would love to hear your ghost stories and spooky theories, so don't be shy and send your stories over to boocrewhq@hotmail.com with a chance to be featured on an episode of the Howlcast. That's a hotmail.
Because we're hot.
But not mail. Your support keeps the haunt alive and helps us bring you more spine-chilling content. Until next time, keep your lanterns lit and your minds open. The shadows are always lurking. Keep howling.